Judiciary Committee member John Kennedy with more on this now. How you doing, sir? You've got a committee of 17 members of Congress, Democrats and Republicans. They start meeting this week. What is your level of optimism, sir?
I'm kind of like the president, a little below 50-50. Look, I believe in border security, and I don't think it's possible to seal a 1,900-mile piece of real estate without a wall or a barrier or whatever the politically correct term is today. A lot of my Democratic colleagues don't agree. They just don't agree. Now, if they come back with a plan that is true border security, as I said in the clip, I'll pounce on it like a ninja. But if they give us, those of us who believe in border security, the little end of nothing, I'll vote against it. Even if the president's for it.
No, Albuquerque Journal, have you seen this today? Op-ed? I mean, they're literally on the front lines of this. Here's the headline. Border stare down, they write. Nation needs its dug-in leaders to step up and find an immigration compromise. Will that happen?
Well, it depends on what the compromise is. Yeah, they'll probably slap something together, but it depends on what the compromise is. If it's very little wall and almost all amnesty, I'm not going to support it. There may be a time, maybe at some point in the future, to talk about substantial amnesty, but we've had 6 amnesties since 1986. And every time they tell us, if you'll just do one more, we'll secure the border. And every time we do one more, and every time they don't secure the border. Now, there's been a 30-year bipartisan refusal by both big government Republicans and Ritz-Carlton Democrats to refuse to secure the border. And I've had enough, and I think most Americans have.
Now it seems like it's personality. Back to the op-ed in the Journal. Each party had the chance to reform immigration when it had control of the government, and each blew it. Now impoverished migrant families, federal workers, thousands of young dreamers and local economies are paying the price. Rather than come back with a counter, the Democrats, including our own delegation, it writes, from the state of New Mexico, insisted on playing politics, rejecting it out of hand because of their dislike of Donald Trump. That's the conclusion from that newspaper's editorial board.
Smart folks, they're right. I would add one caveat. It's not just hatred of the president. Many of my Democratic colleagues, not all of them, but many of them, think that being anti-border security means you're somehow pro-immigrant. It's a cynical political exercise for them. I think being anti-border security actually makes you anti-immigrant. I think most of our immigrants in America, legal and otherwise, believe in the rule of law. A lot of them are here because they left countries that didn't have the rule of law. But in any event, we have border laws, and under the rule of law, we're supposed to enforce them. And Donald Trump's only sin is that he's enforcing the law for the first time in about, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 years.
Yesterday, you had a meeting with the nominee to be the next Attorney General, Bill Barr.
Right.
Did you ask him about the emergency declaration that may possibly happen on the 15th of February?
I did not. We talked about other subjects. I knew what his answer would be on the national emergency issue.
What's his answer?
Bill is a law nerd. He's not going to give you an answer on the law until he researches it exhaustively. Point 2 is that, frankly, it would be instructive to know what the Justice Department thinks, but that's a decision for President Trump. A national emergency is not my preferred option, but I'm not like some of my colleagues who believe that the world will spin off its axis and Western order will end if the president does it. It'll probably get tied up in court. I happen to think we do have an emergency on the border.
It could be. Does Bill Barr get confirmed, by the way?
Yes. He'll have a lot of Democrats vote against him, but I'm going to tell you, on the Judiciary Committee, if you gave everybody, including the Democrats, truth serum, they would say he's just exceptionally qualified. Doesn't mean the Dems are going to vote for him, but they know in their hearts this guy was a good attorney general, and he'll be an even better one this time.
Hope you come on back, Senator. Thank you for your time. We got to run.
Thanks.